accountable, but you always raise the bar for me as well. You're like, okay, well, dream bigger than that. It's like when we're looking for apartments, it's like, okay, but why can't we go for this one? Why can't we just dream bigger? Dream big. Don't be limiting yourself. Or when I'm telling you about a business thing, I'm like, oh yeah. You're like, no, you need to dream bigger than that. Why can't you do that? I'm like, my God can do that. Well, I don't know about yours. She's like, oh, he's leaning in for a kiss.
It's poo crazy.
Not
all
often.
right, let's get into it. So
Okay, welcome back to the Growth Club with
it's your boy Mike
and it's your girl Jazz, where we talk about all things growth.
What's the story? What's
things
the
growth.
crack?
So you're gonna start us off today, Mike. We've got
a jam-packed episode.
We do.
We're saying that in faith because we do, but we don't. But we do.
Yeah, let's get on.
But yeah, jam-packed episode.
Sorry. Before you begin, I didn't introduce Chica, so she's now laid down. But she was, huh?
Oh,
no, she was in the frame when we started.
Back in. Say hello.
Yeah, she's asleep now.
She'll definitely pop up during the pod. So if you're listening on audio, you might want to come onto YouTube to see who our special guest is. Mm-hmm. You should intro our special guest, actually.
Yeah. Please welcome.
No, proper intro.
Okay, today I'd like to formally introduce...
Speaking of Chica, you got hair in your mouth.
Really?
Can you not feel it? It's on your lip.
No.
It's on your top lip.
Do you want to just get it?
Let me see. Yeah,
Life of a Shiba Inu owner.
Yes.
I'd like to formally introduce a guest of ours who's been on the sidelines of the show before, but is now made her first appearance.
Critically acclaimed.
Yes.
Grammy nominated.
Infamous for shedding hair and her looks, her beauty, her swagger, her sass. I'd like to introduce Chica. Shiba Inu.
I was going to say the laziest dog in the world.
Yeah, she has been on 2 nice big walks today and she's laid down for the majority.
Let's start by talking about how Chica's the laziest dog ever.
She's so lazy. She just wants to sleep all day.
Would you recommend a Shiba to anyone?
Not to first-time owners or to families.
That's what I always say. I feel like I got it lucky, right? Because obviously I'm saying I want a second dog, but
you have no idea how good you have it.
That's what I'm saying, because she's literally a cat.
Yeah, she's perfect. Especially for, we're working a lot as well. Like, we work from home. So she's always got someone with her, which is great. But she's just so chill. Whereas if you had a dog like a spaniel that's just bonkers, you wouldn't be able to take your meetings. They would just be so needy all the time.
Yeah, but if you want a dog you can do fetch with, it's not her. If you want a dog that you can walk off lead and run around with, it's not her. If you want a dog that will
listen to you
without any
judgment
or any
side eye
or any anything in return, it's not the dog for you. If you like
a dog that doesn't shed,
it's not for you.
But if you love a dog that's just beautiful and precious and perfect in every...
sleeps all day, doesn't contribute to the bills.
And perfect in every other single way, then the Shiba...
Yeah, shout out to you, Chica, though.
She's the best.
We get so much attention from people with her in town. So obviously, if you're into crypto, like Dogecoin is basically the Shiba Inu, which is Chica.
Yeah.
Good old Chica.
I love her.
But anyway, I digress. So yeah, guys, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And how was your week?
It was good. It was Easter, so
he is risen.
Yes, he is risen. So I was alone for Easter.
Oh,
Mike was working.
Hey, I tried to get back.
Yeah.
Let me actually talk about.
Go on, take the floor.
So I was in London during the week, shooting a pop-up campaign, etc., etc. And so I was planning to come back on the Saturday. So I had that booked. I was meant to be leaving from a train station in London. So I was shooting with one of my guys earlier, and we're like, you know what? Let's go grab some food. But to be safe, because of my train, let's go grab food by the train station. So bear in mind it's around 6 p.m. at this time. The train isn't until 8 p.m. So like, okay, if we go there early, we should be good. So we're like, okay, cool, let's go. And then we went to Vapiano's, the Italian place. So obviously pulled up. I got Vapiano's. I was quite full actually. I didn't even finish the food. Got my drink. So then it's like 15 minutes to when my train is meant to leave. Now I'm like, okay, cool, let's head over. 15 minutes ahead, plenty of time. So now I get into the train station, right? Bear in mind we're in Paddington, London Paddington, right? There was no trains going from Euston because it's bank holiday weekend, etc. So long story. So yeah, I'm on the platform and my train's meant to be leaving on like 8:04. So now I'm like looking around I'm looking at the board basically. So I'm like, okay, I don't see like my train back to Manny. So I'm like, okay, let me just double check my ticket to see what platform I'm on. So when I check my ticket, bear in mind I'm in London Paddington. My ticket says it's leaving from St. Pancras.
Classic mix-up.
Classic.
Classic.
So now I've got 15 minutes to go from Paddington all the way to St. Pancras. I checked Google, right? Technically, I was not going to make it. But I said, you know what? I serve a living God. I'm going to rush.
Yeah, you never know. Trains are delayed all the time.
I'm going to rush. So then, I quickly rush, hop on the underground. That underground happened to be delayed. Then I finally had to get another underground, and I eventually get there like 10 minutes late. Obviously, the train's gone.
Yeah.
So then I'm trying to figure out where I go, where I don't go, whether I head to. So bear in mind as well, this is the last train to
the north.
Last train to Manny as well. So I'm like, oh, I don't have to get a hotel in London for an extra night, etc. Anyway, long story short, I ended up going to Jazz's parents' house. So shout out to Rita and Steve if you're watching. I really needed that because, allow spending no extra money just for this because, I flopped basically.
Yeah, you might as well visit.
But I'm sure it's an easy mistake, no? Because I didn't even know there was like a St. Pancras and there was like a London.
What?
Sorry, a St. Pancras and a Paddington.
What do you mean?
I didn't know there's two different train stations.
What are you on about? You didn't know those two different train
Initially.
stations? But there's many train stations in London.
I didn't know.
Like Euston,
I knew there was
Piccadilly.
Euston and I knew there's an... Oh, you see? But why are they all starting with P? That was my issue. St. Pancras, Paddington, Piccadilly.
Sorry, but you were saying just earlier, like that day, oh, I know London so well now. And you didn't even know there was...
No, I said I'm starting to get used to London. There's a difference.
No, you're like, I know London so well now.
I said I was starting to get used to London.
Okay.
Anyway.
Geography is not your strong suit. Just, it's fine.
I feel like I'm being insulted.
No, it's not.
Geography... I'm good at geography, but it was just a train mix-up. It happens. I'm human.
Guys, if it's happened to you, let us know, please. If you don't want to be identified because it's embarrassing, then send us an email. But yeah, you finally got back though. But around like Sunday evening. So yeah, I went to church already.
By yourself, actually.
By myself.
How was Easter Sunday?
Really interesting, actually, because obviously we started going back to church a year ago. And so Easter for me this year was different than any other Easter I've experienced. Like before, Easter wasn't really like a big, well, it's always a big deal, of course, but it was I never felt anything from it.
Interesting.
Like it was just like, okay, cool, it's Easter. Bank holiday, get my Easter egg. Nice. But this time I was so emotional for the whole weekend.
Really?
Yeah. Even so our church.
Jesus died.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So even we had a musical on our church, and you know how they go, Mike. They're not sad. They're really like happy.
Yeah, upbeat.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm so emotional. And then I got this like overwhelming feeling of, wow, I love my church.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I was like, how did I get here?
Yeah,
because it's like all the way north.
Yeah.
So far from where I'm from where I used to live. So it's like, how have I ended up here? And I found this church that's just so perfect and
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
I get those feelings where it's like you kind of look around and you're like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To be in a space where it's like, wow, I love church and I love church people, and
Definitely.
it's like, what's happening to me?
Yeah, so it felt different for me
Did you
this
cry?
year. No, I don't think so.
So what does Easter mean to you now? Because obviously you said it's like different.
Yeah.
What's Easter to you now?
I think it's about obviously not noticing, but appreciating that Jesus died for our sins, and just really sitting with that, rather than just, because I think we can all pass it off as he was crucified, he died, he rose again, like everyone knows the story, but really deep it. Like, I've watched a few videos on the torture that he went through. So 50 lashings was illegal.
40.
No, it was 50.
40.
Was it 40?
40. And then he got 39.
He got 39 because it was like the maximum legal amount.
Yeah.
And then obviously just like going through the.
You know what? I'm shook now. What if I'm wrong? Because I said
No,
no,
I think you're right actually.
Anyway,
but going through the mechanic, not even the mechanics, but the logistics of, okay, if someone was to go through that today, what would that be like? And just, it's just crazy. So yeah, it's a time to just really sit and.
I seen a video as well that had they like remade the crown, because obviously we normally
the helmet.
we normally see it as like almost like a
headband.
But they it was like an actual crown, and then the length of these thorns are like 3-4 inches. I'm like, in someone's head, and then you're getting what's the word I'm looking for?
Nails
in your wrist.
Yeah.
And you're hanging by it.
Yeah.
And then your feet are together like
and
that.
then when you try and breathe, obviously you've got to lift yourself up to breathe.
Yeah.
And your back is slashed, so it's against
it says
the wood.
In scripture as well that you couldn't tell if he's male or female because
Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And people
hack that, man. And then bear in mind as well, he had to carry the cross.
Yeah, but also a lot of the disciples were also crucified as well, which is crazy. One of them was even skinned.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
I can't remember which one was skinned, but there was one that was, so Simon Peter was crucified, but in an X because he didn't feel like he wanted to have the same.
Also, like leg spread type thing.
Yeah. Another disciple got crucified, but he didn't want it again on the same cross. So it was an upside down cross. Jeez. Which I don't know how that would have worked, because the plank going this way would have been.
Yeah, they'll just flip upside down.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, crazy stuff.
Do you think so? It's funny because you said there you were trying to see what that would be like in nowadays time.
Yeah.
Maybe not in that context, but I'm like 39 lashes is still 39 lashes.
Yeah.
And even with the way they described it, it was like obviously like a whip, but had like how do I describe it?
I know what you mean.
They're like hooks.
Yeah.
So they'd whip him, it'd stick into him, and then it
would pull some skin out. Like you could see his bones and organs and stuff.
Jeez.
Like I just think that is crazy.
He did that for us.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's insane.
Thanks, buddy. Definitely owe him a beer. Definitely want a beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Easter, I don't know. I feel, I kind of like the opposite, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay, be honest.
Yeah, so I think like, sorry, because of last week, I'm just trying to make sure that this is in focus because last week was a horror show. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really get any more. Obviously, I appreciate what he did and stuff, but I think around Easter, I don't get any more appreciative. Maybe I get reminded a lot more because it's obviously Easter. Everyone's talking about it, but I'm not like when Sunday comes, I'm not like, wow, he's risen.
I think it's the weekend as a collective.
Even the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe you just, I don't know, need
And it's not to say I don't appreciate it, but
yeah.
I don't appreciate it more. I think I'm not like a holidays person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Okay.
trying to say?
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, cool, it's Easter, but then like I'm not like, wow.
Maybe you need to watch, like a movie that shows it so you can just like remind yourself, oh wow. Like, I don't know. A lot of people watch The Passion of Christ around this time.
Yeah, first.
Maybe you just need to do that.
You reckon?
Maybe.
Let's see.
Next time.
Passion. Yeah, we should have watched. Oh, you watched Chosen. How was that? Talk to us about Chosen.
Oh yeah, The Chosen was so good. I think that was season 5 that was in the cinemas.
Okay.
So waiting for, I think it's part 2 of season 5 or it's season 6. That's gonna be like, yeah, the crucifixion, I think. But yeah, crazy. So that's the story about Jesus and his disciples. And I really like it. It just helps because obviously some people learn in different ways, and I don't think you should learn through watching this because everything is, dramatized. So you can't take it at face value.
Yeah.
But when you already know the stories, it just helps bring it to life.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really like it. I highly recommend anyone who wants to watch a Jesus show, watch The Chosen.
Break it down though, because not everyone's watched it.
Yeah, it's about Jesus and his disciples and following. So you get to know each of the disciples through their life and how they came to be a disciple. And it follows Jesus's mission for those 3 years. And it also just gives you a bit of context as well and what the times were like around then. So what were the Jewish priests like? What were the customs like? Because sometimes when you're reading the Bible, you already know now. Unless you're a historian, you don't really know the context of those days.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Whereas watching something, it gives you more context. Like it brings it to life.
Yeah.
So you can understand it a bit better.
Why was this one in the cinema?
I don't know. I just think it just got so popular.
But then it's not in cinema again, or
no, because it was.
Because what was actually because the episode was the last.
It was for Easter. No, yeah, it was the Last Supper. So it was for
and that's all they showed in that.
It was Passover, it was shown during Passover.
Ah.
Yeah, that's why it was in the cinemas.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay. And it was great because there was no ads in the cinema.
Yeah, you mentioned.
Like zero.
Why?
Because it's a Christian show, and by having ads, it's just it doesn't line up.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Christians can still be sold too.
Yeah, no.
So like, there's no ads.
There was no ads,
no
trailers,
no like free mobile ads.
No, nothing.
Interesting.
Nothing. It was brilliant, and even like going in, there was like a ticket woman, not even the collecting the tickets, but just like the door woman, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, make sure you go into your assigned seats because this is sold out." And I was like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
And then we started even like 20 minutes late because they made an announcement in the cinema. They were like, "Oh, we're just waiting on a few more people. There's a few more seats that's not filled out yet. So we'll start when they arrive." Like, you don't get that anywhere. So yeah, it was really nice.
Shout out to Chosen and shout out to the cinema showing.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that Sinners movie?
It was funny. As soon as we walked out of the cinema, I saw the poster for Sinners.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it though.
There's a lot of
Apparently it's
really good, but I've seen all these like Christians being like, "Hey, don't watch this or watch it, but be careful." And
I mean, it's in the name.
You know what's funny? I didn't clock it until like someone said it.
Really?
I don't know, because I just read it as like sinners. I didn't read it as like
sinners. People
who sin, sinners. You get me? I just read it. But anyway, so here, question. Oh, I had a question in my mind there. What was it? It was So in terms of like, okay, now we're digressing from the chat we were talking about there. So see, when people say dream big, right?
Yeah.
I assume you have a big dream.
Yeah.
But do you have one that you, as much as you have faith and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, you have one that you kind of think you're not actually going to fulfill, but you just have it there as a direction type of thing?
Oh, like it's nice to have a big goal.
Yeah, but what is that dream? And why do you think you won't actually reach that thing?
I think that's a tough question because I think we all have like a big dream, but we don't think about the steps in order to achieve that dream. Like my dream is freedom. It's having all of us on a nice yacht, boat, just relaxing with our family, got our parents there. Money isn't a concern, time isn't a concern.
Yeah.
We can retire our family. Like I just see that vision, just zen, just like peace.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that I haven't got anyone to answer to, none of that. So that is the dream. But it's like, okay, that's one dream. How can I get that?
You're psyched. You're answering my question like a politician. You give me a good answer, but you're not answering my question.
No, because it's a big question. So it requires a layered answer.
Okay, keep going.
Hmm.
So you're talking about the actions to get to that one you're on about then?
Yeah, so ask your question again because I need to...
Okay, so do you have any dreams that you have, but not subconsciously, but do you have a dream that you think you won't actually reach, but you just have it there?
No.
Interesting.
No, because going back to that, the big dream that I have, almost like the end goal, is there for a reason, right? And everything that I'm doing now is leading up to that. So I don't know when I'm going to experience this goal, but I know that it's going to happen at some point. I'd like it to happen tomorrow, but it might happen next year, might happen the year after that, might happen the year after that, 5 years from now. I don't know, but it's going to happen.
How have you gotten to a point where you find peace in knowing it's going to happen at some point? Because normally I'm trying to not say as humans because I know you're gonna private joke. Because normally we put timelines on things. So the way you're talking now, you're saying, oh, it's gonna happen at some point or this point or that point. But you're not really like counting the days necessarily.
Yeah.
How have you gotten to that point?
I used to almost count the days, like you say, like, okay, well, by this time next year, I want to be doing this. And it's good to have that.
Yeah.
But all that's been placed on my heart or vision that I've had is that I haven't been told or been given a time frame. I know I'm still going to be young. Like I see that. Okay. So it's going to be like soon. But I don't know how soon, if that makes sense. It's not going to be tomorrow, but it could be next year. So I've got peace knowing that, look, don't worry, it's coming. I just don't know exactly when yet. It's like ordering an Amazon delivery and you're happy. It's, when you've ordered it and it's you've pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
You don't know exactly when it's coming. It's giving you a time frame, but you're like, you know what? It's okay. I've got it. I've booked it. It's there. It's mine. I just don't know when it's coming yet.
That's interesting because using your analogy, I hate that.
Really?
Like I always need to, like when I order something from Amazon, like I can't wait till it says dispatched. I can't wait till it says out
Me
for
too.
Delivery. Then once it's out for delivery, I'm always looking at it.
Me too. But if it's something you really, really, really wanted, and then it says, oh, it's available to pre-order. You're not going to wait until it's available to order because you don't know if it's going to get to that point because it could sell out at pre-order.
Or like tickets or something like that.
Yeah, for example. Yeah. So I'd make sure that I pre-ordered. Look, I don't mind when it comes now because I've got my confirmation receipt. I've given you my money. It's ordered. So whenever it gets to me, I don't mind. So that's the piece.
How have you gotten that piece though?
I think just through trying to set my own timelines on my goals beforehand and seeing how that hasn't worked. So it's like, why am I going to stress myself? I know it's going to happen. I'm going to give myself healthy goals, but they're more actionable goals than actual like the end goal.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well, I want this end goal, but in order to achieve that, I need to achieve 1,000 other things first. So let me just focus on those. And then that goal won't seem so far. And I will be able to say to you, yeah, it should be next month.
Do you ever have any times of like doubt? Or are you in this space where...
Like, I've got reasons to doubt.
Go on.
Sure, but I refuse to believe that because For example, if, business isn't going well, obviously I'm not in a place where I can be self-employed, and not yet. I'm not in a place where I'm able to, you know, take care of myself and others. I'm not in that situation yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I know I will be. So I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just going to stress about what I can do now, the smaller steps. Otherwise, when I stress about the bigger steps, it's just, I'm going to end up taking a step back. And it's just not going to be productive that way.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
What do you think? Because you disagreed with my old pre-order analogy.
No, I just said that example itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hack that. But in life, yeah.
Okay.
So I think for me, it depends on what it is. So I think when it comes to like, because I think I don't know if I read it somewhere or what, but it's like there's a wow, psychological reasoning behind that. So I
Okay.
think it boils down to like people wanting control or feeling in control.
Yeah.
So when they order something and they don't know when it's coming, they feel kind of out of the loop and out of control, because now it's
Yeah.
like they don't really know when it's coming and they don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to act or behave based on that.
Mm-hmm.
So even when I read that, because I think that's when Amazon decided to do the whole tracking and have it like up to date and give you each step by the way, because it just increases, I think, the customer experience after
Yeah,
that. So even like I
definitely.
kind of apply that as well. So when I'm doing stuff and I have to deliver it to clients, I try and keep them updated as much as possible, just so they know what's happening and stuff like that. But then I think when it comes to life, I think because there's so many variables to life, we can't control everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when it also comes to goals I have, dreams I have, aspirations I have, I think you'll go crazy trying to control how they come and when it comes.
Mm.
Because we can't, especially if we break it like faith based again, God already knows when and where we'll receive these things.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to be in a space where you just trust that and just continue doing what you need to do day in, day out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of how I deal with that as well. Because obviously, naturally, you want stuff like yesterday. Do
Yeah,
you know what
of
I'm trying to say?
course.
But you always hear these stories about how when someone makes or they've made their first million or they sold their company or whatever, that they missed the times when they were trying to achieve it.
Mm.
Like they missed the journey now that they're actually there. Like
Mm.
apparently this part now when we're grinding, we're striving, we have that goal. And apparently this will be the best days of it, because
Mm.
once you have it, you have it, and then it's not. It's like what else is there to strive for after that?
Yeah.
So I think I'm trying to find the balance between obviously wanting to get to the goal, but enjoying the journey at the same time.
Yeah.
And I guess just the hustle of it. And these are like our formative years. These are the years that will turn us, even though we are that person that will be that person. Does that make
You're already
sense?
that
Yeah,
person.
we're already the person who we plan to be. We are still obviously learning and growing within that. And I think this is the time where, yeah, I think we'll always look back to this time like, wow, remember
Mm.
when we used to do this to get by or do this to do this, and now look at us.
Mm.
So I've learned to enjoy the journey. I think like when I was younger, I always wanted to be like a millionaire at
Of
30
course.
or whatever.
Of
Not that's
course.
too late.
No. True.
Um, but I think I just have peace knowing. Ooh. I need to start putting water beside me. But yeah, I think I just have peace knowing that it's gonna come when, in due time. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like life there's no, life is stressful. There's no need to add for us to add extra stress onto ourselves.
So you've been given the vision so you can see the end goal, but you don't know the steps in order to get there. So there comes a kind of like stress and peace with that, because it's like, for me, it's like, okay, well, I know I'm going to get there. It's just trying to now work out the how.
Mm.
Um, But yeah, it can be scary.
Do you not think God can give you the how? Or does give you the how?
Sometimes I think if you're willing to listen, because you read something fairly recently.
What I'm getting at, yeah.
I know what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, you read something recently. You were doing some Bible study.
I haven't said this on the pod, have I?
No. You came into me and you like stormed in.
Literally.
Like when you have a revelation.
Yeah.
And you're like, I've realized something. I'm like, what, Mike? What have you realized? Tell me. Like, you know how people say God gives you the vision, but not the direction or the map? I'm like, yeah. I think that's a lie.
I think to paraphrase,
Yeah.
I go, that's a lot of shite.
Yeah. And I was like, tell me, Mike, why? He was like, hold on. And he grabbed the Bible, your Bible or something like that.
Yeah, so I was reading Exodus at the time, and it was when obviously Moses was up in the mountain with God for a bit, and it was time for them to build the Ark of the Covenant. And so I was reading Exodus, I think it's in the latter chapters. So there's like 4 or 5 chapters about instructions about how to read the Ark of the Covenant. And it was funny because like I was reading it and I was having this streak, or I don't know if streak is the term I'm looking for, but I was having this, let's just say streak, where I was really enjoying reading the Bible. Then I got to this part and there was just so many instructions about you need this type of wood, it needs to be this long, it needs to be this color, you need 5 inches of this, 5 foot of that. And there's just 4 chapters of that. And I even got to a point where I was like, I think I might skip this because I like the part when like God's talking, and because I'm trying to learn about God here.
To learn about the main character.
Yeah, and literally just as I was about to skip it, it like hit me. I was like, oh my God. God's literally given them a step-by-step process in how to build this thing that he wants them to build, which is the Ark of the Covenant. So then I'm like, when people say God will give you the vision, but he may not give you the steps to get there, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Because there's biblical evidence, that's the word, thank you, evidence of him being so intentional. Like, as in, every single verse is saying what step, like, the exact steps. And I found that really boring until it hit me. I was like, oh my God. So even now with us doing our business and stuff, obviously we have that vision, have that goal. But at the same time, it's like, we can ask God and he will give us the step-by-step, like, business plans and how to do that.
If you're willing to listen.
Exactly. You need to be in a place where you can listen. So, did I burp into the mic?
Yes.
Oh my God. Sorry, audio listeners. So then because God, he's intentional. So when I read that, that's when I decided to start inviting God into my business a lot more and just trying to be like, okay, what next? Because when you read Exodus, and it wasn't only in Exodus as well.
I think it was Noah's Ark as well.
That's probably another example. And there's something else I read in, I can't remember where it was. But he did it again, where he's just, every single verse is intentional, like the number, as if, like, imagine you get like a wardrobe from IKEA.
Yeah.
And you just have all the instructions, and obviously it's detailed, step 1, step 2. It's the exact same thing. So I'm like, why can't he do that for us? And he probably does.
Probably does, yeah.
So that's why I'm very like, I hear he only gives you a vision, but he'll probably do the rest as well.
Yeah.
If you ask.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Gotta invite him.
Yeah.
Do you think then that you can have or want wealth? Do you think you can want wealth without worshipping it?
What would you rate your segue there out of 10?
Does it matter?
I'm just asking. It's just a question.
I don't know. 10?
Really?
I don't know. It's a conversation.
Sorry. Can you ask me again?
Can
Don't mind me.
Can you want wealth without worshipping it? While we're on the subject of God and business.
I believe so.
Do you care to explain?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Say again. So can you
want wealth?
Can you want wealth?
Without worshipping it? Because I feel like there are many people who believe that you have to struggle in order to be a Christian. You can't be someone with a Rolex on your wrist. You can't be someone driving a nice car. You can't be someone wealthy. You cannot be a Pastor Toby.
No, but I love that, Tony. Yeah, no, good point. Oh, 2 seconds. I was literally reading. What am I reading right now?
Daniel.
Is it Daniel? No. Oh, sorry. But I was not hipping. I was hopping. I was hopping from book to book recently. But where does this say it? It literally says, and I highlighted it as well, where it says, I wish someone could tell, because someone could tell.
What's the scripture?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get the words out as close as possible. So it basically says how God will bless his followers so that people will know they're his followers.
Ooh.
Essentially. I'm trying to remember. I don't want to say Jeremiah. It wasn't Jeremiah. It wasn't Daniel. I feel like, I don't know why. Maybe I was reading Jeremiah recently. If you know what I'm talking about, please leave it in the comments or DM us on Instagram. It's in my. Yeah, I don't have my journal now. But no, I think God's plans for us are to bless us. He does want his children to inherit the kingdom, in a sense. I guess there's been loads of examples in the Bible as well. It's that when we start to worship that instead of God, I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
But I think, as it says as well, it's like seek God and all his...
Seek first the kingdom of God.
Exactly, and everything will be provided after that. So I think that's the goal. I think worshiping God, even just for money, is kind of using him as a ATM. So I think how you look at it, how you frame it is interesting. Because I even feel like I'm in this. I was saying it to you just before we hopped on the pod now, that I feel like I'm in this phase where God is waiting for me to stop idolizing certain material stuff before he like moves me to the next stage.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I kind of felt that it was like today or was it yesterday. I kind of like, I don't know, heard it in my spirit or whatever.
That's interesting. And I bring it up.
Yeah. So I was a bit like, oh. Because it wasn't that I'm worshiping stuff, but I'm looking at stuff like, oh, can't wait to get that. Can't wait to get that. But then I'm like, well, number one, that's not even like the goal or the vision. I guess it's just a byproduct of it. But I think it's in the sense where he wants me to be ready for the influx of blessings because he doesn't want me to obviously maybe waste it
prematurely.
Exactly. So I think you can definitely want wealth, but I think the goal is to
not seek it.
Yeah, seek God. And that's just one of the things that you are have access to and are have access and like the inheritance of, because you are a child of God. Like he wants you, because look at, even in the Bible, look at all the people he's blessed, but at the same time, like Job, for example, he took it all away, or well, allowed Satan to take it all away. But that was just to prove that like Job wasn't worshiping God just because of the wealth. He was worshiping God because of God.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
even after all that, he blessed him like way more than he was blessed.
Yeah.
And even I think it happened to, was it Nebuchadnezzar, King Nebuchadnezzar, I think. I believe.
I love that name. Such a fun name to say.
Really? Would you name your child that?
No.
Good.
Neb
Good.
for short.
I think it was Nebuchadnezzar. I think because Daniel came to him. Yeah, because Daniel came to him. Basically, I think he had a dream. No, sorry, the king had a dream. Daniel, can you come and translate? Not translate isn't the word I'm looking for.
No, but he revealed what the dream meant.
Can you explain the dream to me? I think this is like his second or third dream or something. But basically Nebuchadnezzar was in a sense like worshiping himself, and every time God blessed him or Daniel revealed the dream or whatever, he'd go back to like idolizing himself and this and that, and then God obviously stripped it away until he put God first, and then he'd bless him again. I think it's Nebuchadnezzar because there's another king
There's
there
a
as
few
well.
stories like that. There's a lot of stories like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a thin line, but yeah, I think you definitely can want wealth, but rather than worshiping that, you have to worship God.
Mm.
What do you think?
No, I agree. No,
Cool.
I'm just listening to you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you've grown, like we've both grown a lot, but just hearing you talk is just making me appreciate and realize that as well.
Oh, thank you.
Just a little moment there.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
Live on cam. Appreciation.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, you've also grown. Speaking of grown.
All right then. Seeing as you agree with me as well.
Yeah.
What's one area that you feel that we've helped each other grow the most? I'm sure there's a few, but like one.
You go first. Because I don't
I
want
asked you.
I know, but I don't want you to go, I agree. And then
No, I
appreciate
won't.
me for 10 seconds. No, you go.
No.
Why? You ain't got an answer.
No, I do.
Go for it then. Jeez, I went really high pitched there, didn't I?
Sorry?
I went really high pitched.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Go.
What's
Go
one?
for it then.
For me, it's you haven't let me settle in a way. Now, bear with me while I land.
No worries.
So if I say I'm going to do something, you hold that expectation for me to do. And so sometimes it's very easy to make a goal and say, oh yeah, I want to go to the gym and do this, do that, or I want to grow this business. But you don't let me settle. You're like, okay, but what about this? What about that? And then you hold me to that. And I feel like
keep you accountable. Is that the
you
word?
keep me accountable, but you always raise the bar for me as well. You're like, okay, well, dream bigger than that. It's like when we're looking for apartments, it's like, okay, but why can't we go for this one? Why can't we just dream bigger? Dream big. Don't be limiting yourself. Or when I'm telling you about a business thing, I'm like, oh yeah. You're like, no, you need to dream bigger than that. Why can't you do that? And like, my God can do that. Well, I don't know about yours. You start saying.
Sounds like me.
Sounds like you. So that's one example of how you've helped me grow is that you never let me settle. And if it was just down to myself, maybe I would have allowed a lot of things in my life like settled for. And you don't allow that. You say you agree, huh?
I agree. No, yeah. It's interesting because when you say because it's just me, being me, I don't realize I do that.
Yeah.
So now that you're saying that, I'm like, oh,
you're right.
Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, I'm happy I do that because I didn't know I do that, and I'm happy I do that for you.
Well, it's nice to tell people what they do, and that's one. Guys, if you're watching, tell someone you love what you appreciate about them and how they've helped you grow.
Yeah,
it's a nice little activity.
So now I got the answer right.
If you want to.
So I was catching how have I helped you?
Yeah, what's one area we've helped each other grow? So that's one for me.
Yeah, I have no excuse. I had time to think there, didn't I?
Yeah, but I was talking and you were listening, so you can't think while you're listening.
I need to be locked in, focused.
Yeah,
exactly what I was.
I'll give you a minute. This is while we're waiting. We'd like to thank our sponsor Celsius for sponsoring this podcast.
Why? Crafted.
Yeah, Crafted.
Watch now. We'll get a sponsorship with Crafted. Watch. I've got. I do have a connect now.
Watch this space, guys.
That one. See that one connect on one. Do you want to connect on one about?
No.
Think about it. Who did I meet during the weekend?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's connected to Bear, and he's yeah, just message me.
Yeah.
That could be my connect.
All right, thanks, Crafted.
Anyway. Okay. One thing. I want to think about it because I don't want to say something vague
Yeah.
or generic. I think the word I'm looking for is it reaffirm? So I come to you a lot of my ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I think you reaffirm my ideas. If I'm iffy about something, I'd basically come to you for like, what should I do?
Like confirmation.
Confirmation.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of like advice / confirmation / having someone who knows you help you answer something. So for example, I'll come to you and be like, I don't know how I feel about this, or I don't know if I should charge this or do that.
Yeah.
What would I actually do? Because obviously when you're in the scenario, it's hard for you to like
Yeah.
reason it,
Yeah.
hash it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I come to you for that. So I think being a second opinion / confirmation / affirming.
Advocate.
Huh?
Advocate. Slightly different, isn't it?
Slightly different to what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think just advice and being an ear.
And that's helped you grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's certain stuff I may not have done. Because maybe I'll come to you and be like, oh, I might do it like this. You're like, Mike, come on, man. Value yourself.
Yeah.
And then I go and do that. I'm like, oh, it worked. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. And I'm like, duh.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm
Told
trying to say?
you.
So then even when you say duh, I'm like, oh, I should have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Sorry, we're talking in code, guys. But in general, what I'm trying to say is maybe like there's client work I want to do, and there's, we're trying to negotiate prices. Sometimes I'll come to Jazz and be like, oh, I might do it for this. And she's like, really?
Okay, you need to realize your value.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Let me bump it up a bit. And yeah, I think that's definitely, especially from where like all this started in terms of even like how much I was charging, and even like for example today and these prices, I'm like, oh my God.
How has that happened?
Is the setting wrong? Oh my God. One of the cameras died.
Sorry guys, technical difficulty with the camera. One of the cameras died. But yeah, we're back to it. So so we were just talking about how, areas, one thing that has helped each other grow. So for me, it was reaffirming your decisions. And what I said for you was mainly like accountability and not letting me settle for anything less than my potential. So yeah, that's really nice. It's an activity that everyone should try. So like I said, try that with a loved one. But before, anything else you wanna bring to the conversation before we wrap up for today?
What's your biggest fear?
What's my biggest fear? Oof, big question. Oh, you serious? What's my biggest fear? It's just what? How do you rate that segue, Mike?
I've never heard that as a joke before.
How do you rate that segue? How do you rate that segue?
How wasn't a segue? It was just a question.
It was though.
You asked me any questions, and I go,
okay.
Sorry, you tried it.
Okay, fine.
Tried it.
Biggest fear is not having my family around.
Full stop.
Just full stop. There's nothing scarier than that. Absolutely nothing. So as long as you have your loved ones around, then you can do anything.
I think that echoes. I feel like that echoes what we said previously about how we need to tell each other how we appreciate each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell your loved ones how you appreciate them.
Yeah, definitely. And just be present as well. So, you can spend all this time working on your business and stuff, but make sure you're prioritizing family time. Because it's the most important thing. And obviously, you're going to get busy at sometimes, but yeah, spend time with your family. What would you say? What was your biggest fear? I feel like yours would be the same.
Yeah, that's up there.
Yeah.
I'll just say something else because obviously you said that.
Yeah.
Biggest fear. Yeah, it's definitely that.
Yeah. It can't be anything else.
Yeah. What else is there?
Falling off a bridge. I don't know.
Yeah. But that's not something that you like wake up.
Plane crash.
God forbid.
That'd be pretty scary.
God forbid.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I'd probably say that as well, to be fair. Yeah, off the top of my head, yeah, I think, yeah, that's definitely that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. It was a random question.
Because I got asked it today.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Throw it out there.
I got asked it today, and then I was just like, geez, I don't actually know. Obviously, I'm saying what I'm saying now in terms of my biggest fear, but I'm like, I haven't actually sat down to really deep whether it's that or not.
Usually your biggest fear, though, is your biggest drive. It could be. So, for example, if your biggest fear is losing your family, then your drive is to spend more time with family and to create freedom and abundance for those. So they could be linked.
So using your fear as your driver then.
Exactly. Yeah.
But for some people as well, fear can be like crippling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like what?
Like anxiety or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like some people are crippled. Like, for example, like you said, in this case, it's like one of your drivers. But some people, when they fear things, it's like
genuine fear.
Yeah, it incapacitates them.
No, it encapsulate.
No, definitely not that.
No. I know what you're trying to say. I just can't think of the word.
Incapacitate.
Look, it consumes them.
Yeah, and like basically they can't do anything because of this type of fear. I think anxiety is definitely the word for that. But yeah, I think if you can be in a state where you turn your fear from that into something positive, I think that can be a good thing. It can also be negative if you take it too far. I guess it's all about like balance as well and stuff
definitely.
like that.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think it's nearly been an hour.
It's a good time to
skedaddle.
Yeah.
It's been a nice little chat. Hopefully, if you guys are watching on YouTube, my lens was alright. It wasn't come out of focus. I had to get a new lens this week, so please guys like and subscribe so I can pay for these lenses and camera equipment and
so on. Thank you guys for watching.
Please share with your friends and your family.
Yep. Today was episode 16.
Yes, sir.
Yep, episode 16, and we will see you again next week.
Peace.
Bye.